I'm not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another live stream and welcome to all your latest Chelsea transfer news. And as always, guys, there is plenty to dive into. Make sure you're smashing up the likes. Big up to everyone that's already locked in. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here, all that good stuff. Make sure you get involved in the chat. And I was saying yesterday, someone asked me on the show, how long do you think it will be until we get a deal done for Joao Pedro? And I thought, a few days possibly. Within 20 minutes of shutting the live off, deal was agreed. Ornstein Bomber for Joao Pedro done. So we can dissect that deal a little bit more. Chelsea do want to sign Mohammed Kudus from West Ham. We'll get into the latest on his future and the pursuit of the Ghanaian international. Chelsea are open to offers of Noni Madueke. Nothing new there. Chelsea are also considering a new attacker, which would potentially be Kudus. We've got the latest on the future of Nicholas Jackson as well. And Spurs also want Mohammed Kudus. And there's a small little update on the hunt for a centre-back as well. But the main news really is the attack is taking shape and serious revamping is taking place. Serious revamping is taking place. Serious revamping of the attack, chat. We're moving mad, people. We're moving mad. But if we allow Spurs to sign Mohammed Kudus over us, not on my watch, chat. Not on my watch. Are we allowing Spurs to sign Mohammed Kudus? Now, if we genuinely go in for Kudus, I can't remember the last time, or even if it's ever happened, when Chelsea and Spurs were both in for a player, and that player went to Spurs over Chelsea. I cannot remember the last time that happened, chat. That cannot happen. That cannot happen. That cannot happen at all. But just a quick reminder, chat, before we say hello to a few of you. Make sure you check out Joe's FC Soccer Shop. Link is in the description. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off. Make sure you're looking fresh in this season's home shirt, away shirt, names, numbers, patches, whatever you want on the back. You even get Joao Pedro on the back once you found out what his squad number is. Good quality, affordable prices, 20% off using code BLUEBROTHER. Joe's FC Soccer Shop. Link is in the description. Now, let's say hello to a few of the people. And then we're going to get this show on the road with all the latest news. Welcome to Chelsea Kudus. Well, let's rein it in a touch, but maybe. Nah, bro, as I said, not on my watch. Not on my watch. Finally, Madueke's terrible. Get him out and get Jackson out too. Okay, fair enough. Before we start, don't forget. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Although there is no discount code or any of that shit. But, yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good, you know. We're looking good. So if anyone wants to take advantage, please do. Yes, big up, brother. Kudus to Spurs, Gurhi to Liverpool is the latest. Yeah, I mean, things can change quickly. Everyone thought that Joao Pedro was going to Newcastle. I hope so, bro. I hope so. Yes, big up. Spurs are in a more better situation for us than Kudus. I don't think we do need sales first. And also, we're very, very good at sales. We are very good at sales. I don't think people realise how good Chelsea Football Club are at selling players. We are absolutely exceptional, chap. Exceptional. Us and Man City, no better. There's not anyone better in the business. Yeah, bro, I feel the same. I feel the same. Yes, big up, bro. Big up. I hope we're feeling good. Yeah, bro, the away kit is fire this year. Look, the fee is going to be, we've got to be real, chap. The fee's going to be probably 65 million pounds. That's what I reckon it's going to be. 65 million pounds. I will take Chelsea. Well, Emmanuel, I'm sure they'll be absolutely delighted to hear that you're going to take the club seriously. But I hear you, bro. I hear you. I'm going to have to go to the bottom, chat. I can't go through all these. Fab tweet about Pedro, not a bomber. No, there can't really be any bomber unless he's decided he doesn't want to join. Yes, I am. Absolutely. We're going to get into that. Yeah, quite possibly, although I wouldn't get too excited by it. I doubt he'll play. But you never know. Maybe they will chuck him. Maybe they will chuck him straight in. Who knows? But let's let me have a quick look at this Fabrizio tweet on Pedro. Let's quickly bring it up, chat. I mean, to be honest, I've got to be real. It's a little bit of a recycling of information from yesterday, but recycling is good for the planet. So here we are. Understand Joao Pedro is now flying to the US in order to formally complete his move to Chelsea. Up the Chelsea. When you're massive, you're massive. Newcastle, we're sorry. Joao and his agents are on his way for final part of medical tests, and then deal until 2032 will be signed. Ready and available for the Club World Cup. It could be Joao Pedro in the Big Apple, although we've got to get past Palmeiras first. But there we are. Kudus knows going to Spurs means he's not... Bro, Spurs are so volatile. Spurs are so volatile right now that I don't know why you'd go there. You know, they've got Thomas the Frank Engine in charge. Good manager, like him. But they're so volatile. You've got no idea what's going to happen. You know, yeah, okay, they've got Champions League football this year. Let's be real. They're probably not going to have Champions League football the following season. They're probably not. They're probably not. Yeah, he did. He did. And he's also been commenting on Esteval Willian photos in the past. So, yeah, that bodes very, very nicely for us. But big up to everyone that's locked in. Keep smashing the like button. We're 46 likes, 200 in the building already. Run those likes up and keep subscribing if you are new round here as well. If you're new round here, run it up, run it up. We're not far away, I think, from the next mini milestone of 17.1k. Yeah, we're 18 subs away. Chat, we've got 200 in the building already. Let's get these 18 subs knocked off. Let's reach 17.1. Big up. Called it about Pedro. Yeah, we are. Look, we're moving quickly. This is what I said yesterday, chat, right? I'll praise the directors where it's due, because 2 deals announced in 24 hours, right? So they can do this. They can drop 55 M's on getting 60 M's on Pedro, but then they draw. But then the bit where I'm out is they draw the line at 4 or 5 extra million for Munyan. That's what I don't get. So like, I applaud them for moving quickly and getting this deal done. Fair play to them. But like they do some good stuff like this, and there's other shit where I look at them and I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Do you know what I mean? But a Pedro deal was like praised and deserved, but an easy deal to do. He wanted Chelsea. We've basically got Brighton's negotiating team. They know inside out the situation. And that was probably a very, very easy deal to do. So, yeah, look, Joao Pedro is obviously in. Now, we spoke about that at length yesterday. We're going to speak about it. Actually, I haven't quite finished yet. We'll speak about that a little bit more, and then we're going to move on to Mohammed Kudus chat. And this is interesting. This is from The Guardian. Joao Pedro is seen as a better fit than Nkunku and Joao Felix or Maresca's system. Felix is wanted by Benfica, and Nkunku will be allowed to leave for the right price. So, in terms of a better fit, are we just thinking a better fit in terms of versatility-wise he's better? Because I think Joao Pedro, in terms of versatility across multiple positions, is better than Nkunku and better than Felix. Better work rate than Felix, better work rate than Nkunku. I don't think you can deny that. If we're purely talking as a number 10, then Nkunku is probably better than Pedro. But in terms of what he's bringing, the versatility, the tactical nous and whatnot, Pedro is going to be a much better fit for the system, chat. A much better fit for the system. He works hard. Bro, if you're just talking on pure talent basis, with both playing at their best right now, if Nkunku is playing at his absolute best, then he probably is better than Pedro. But in terms of looking at a versatile forward, Pedro is better than Nkunku as an overall package. We're not just talking as a number 10. Why not Eze? I don't know the answer to that. I unfortunately, brother, I don't have the answer to why not Eze. But yeah, he does work harder. How much do you think Benfica will pay for Felix? Probably next to fuck all. I mean, Rui Costa's already come out and said, I think, last month that, or earlier this month, sorry, that they just can't afford Joao Felix. They just can't afford him. I mean, has Pedro had questionable red cards? I mean, what? I don't know. Nkunku and Felix aren't Prem players, both too lightweight. Yeah, look, he is used to a scrap. He is used to a scrap. Absolutely. You know, there's someone that's played in the Championship with Watford. He's been in England for a while now. He knows English football. He knows English football. But what I would say is, though, is that if we're being real, chat, Joao Pedro is basically sort of a younger, harder working Nkunku. So is he seen as a better fit for the system based on that? That he's basically younger and he's a harder worker and he's better in multiple positions. Maybe that's the case, but that's what they see, and I think it will be Nkunku and Felix out, and then Pedro will be the replacement for them. So yeah, that's just thought I'd quickly cover that on Joao Pedro. But yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of what we're really here for, chat, Mohammed Kudus, the Ghana international. So again, Enzo Maresca has been looking for a player capable of playing in a range of attacking positions, with Chelsea also considering a move for Mohammed Kudus. West Ham expect to receive bids for Kudus from elsewhere. Now, we know that the Saudi bag is on the table for Kudus. We know that Tottenham are interested in Kudus. Kudus will almost certainly leave West Ham this summer. We've got there's an £85 million release clause in his contract, active to Premier League clubs in the first 10 days of July. Now, it's being widely reported, chat, that West Ham will let Kudus go for less than that. West Ham will let Kudus go for less than that. And I suspect they will. I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone paying that bag. I mean, Saudi clubs probably will pay the bag, but yeah, in terms of any Premier League clubs paying 85 million, nah, I don't think so. I really don't see that happening. Yeah, we were linked to Kudus in the Ajax days, so that was that bit there on Kudus, and then we've got where is it? Not that one. So this one here. So Matt Lord obviously reported this as well. Tottenham have genuine interest in Mohammed Kudus, and he's high on the list for this summer, as reported by Matt Law. Initial contacts have taken place with his new agents, while there are more clubs also involved. Kudus is open to Spurs talks. I would, look, with the greatest of respect, Tottenham are a joke. Tottenham are a joke, chat. So, let's be real. If Chelsea go in, there's no way, there's absolutely no way Kudus picks Tottenham over Chelsea. There's no way, chat. There's absolutely no way. He can be open to the Tottenham talks. He can listen to what they've got to say. But let's be real and let's be straight up, chat. I'm sorry, not on my watch is any sort of nonsense happening. Not on my watch is any of this nonsense happening. Is any of this nonsense happening? Any of it happening? Well, look, if we genuinely go in for him, I think he comes. I think he does come. If we genuinely go in for him, chat, I think we will see him there. There's a little bit more on. There's something else added. There's more information on this. Let me just get it up now. That sounded a bit techie, but yeah. On a serious note, where do all these players play? Yeah, bro, do you know what? We work that out afterwards. We work it out afterwards because Santos is not going to be a 10. I don't think Enzo will be a 10 either. But the thing is, right, the squad game has never, ever been more important. I get the feeling we're almost looking to get a squad where there's like two very good starting 11 teams. There's two good starting 11s. I reckon that's what we're looking to build. Two very good starting 11s, chat. That's what I think we're looking at here. That's what I think we're looking at. I mean, who have we had got top Ghanaians? Obviously, Michael Essien, the Bison. What an absolute fucking legend. Him, I mean, Baba Rahman to a much, much lesser degree. Is that the only two Ghanaians we've had at Chelsea? Kudus is better than Rodgers. I don't know. Yes, big up, big up. Locked in from the workplace. Let's run up those likes. Yes, big up, bro. Appreciate you tuning in from work. Yeah, run the likes up. 350 in the building. 350. Let's get this out. This should be well over 100 likes. Yeah, bro. Whatever you're drinking, it's too early to be on that stuff. It's too early, bro, to be on the bottle. Too early to be hitting the bottle with that nonsense. Come on, brother. Let's be serious here. Nah, bro, Kalu was from Ivory Coast, not Ghanaian. Yes, big up, brother. Hope you're doing well. Will we really get Kudus? Brian, I hope so. Brian, I really hope so. I reckon, yeah, potentially. But let me get this other one. Let me get these other two bits of information up, chat, because this is an interesting conversation because like someone said earlier, for me, we only get Kudus. We only get Kudus, chat, if Madueke leaves, I feel. We only get Kudus if Madueke leaves. I don't see us getting Kudus if Madueke doesn't leave. But I could be wrong. So here we are from Simon Phillips. Chelsea still trying for Kudus as well. And Maresca's other wants are a new goalkeeper and a centre-back. This is what we like to hear. Antonio Silva was scouted again last night. This was obviously a couple nights ago. And has been on the shortlist for some time. He put in a top performance, by the way, for Benfica the other night. Chelsea rejected a chance to go for John Duran this week too. And then these West Ham Central frauds are saying it's not true. And then they've posted something today. Let's have a look. This is it. This is what they want. They want the bidding war, chat. They want the bidding war. That is what they want. West Ham want the bidding war. Let me just, I just need to find this other tweet. Let me just get this up from this group chat. Hold on. Okay, we're good. We're cooking it. I mean, this is from a couple weeks back, but it's still It still applies. This is from a couple of weeks back. Mohammed Kudus has featured during internal discussions at Newcastle, also a candidate to meet Chelsea's attacking requirements. And that was from The Athletic a couple of weeks ago. No, there won't be a bidding war with a release clause. However, that release clause is only active for the first 10 days of July. For the first 10 days of July, chat, that release clause is active. After the first 10 days of July, release clause no longer active, and therefore it will go to a bidding war. And I suspect that with Mohammed Kudus, no one is going to pay the £85 million release clause. So we will wait. In my opinion, any movement on Kudus will come after July 10th, when that £85 million release clause is no longer active. And then that, chat, is where West Ham will have their bidding war. That is where West Ham will have their bidding war, chat. Because I think they know full well no one's paying that £85 million clause, and they're just going to have to accept that they're going to have to pay more. They're going to have to pay more. They're going to have to pay. They're going to have to accept less. We know that Chelsea aren't paying £85 million. We know that Tottenham aren't going to pay £85 million either. The only teams that will get anywhere near that level of money for Kudus are the Saudi clubs. Those are the only clubs that will pay that money for Kudus. So if you could get Kudus for, say, 60, 65 million pounds, I think that's a good deal, chap. I think that's a very good deal. I would take that. I would absolutely take that deal. But I do agree that if Kudus comes in, then that's the end for Noni. That is the end of Noni. To bring Kudus, must sell one winger. I would think so, because let's have a look at it right now. Okay, you've got Jackson, Delap, Joao Pedro, Esteval Willian, Pedro Neto, Madueke. So you've got those. So you've got those six there, right? And if Kudus comes, that's 7. Kudus for me would be a replacement upgrade on Madueke. That's essentially what we're dealing with here. That's what we're looking at here. There's Quenda coming in 2026 as well. There is, and this is what makes it interesting, because clearly Maresca wasn't a huge fan, guys. Maresca clearly wasn't a huge fan of the Chelsea attack, which is why the attack has been completely revamped. Completely revamped. Look at the attack now. It's added Gittins, we've added Liam Delap, we've added Joao Pedro, and we're looking to add Mohammed Kudus potentially, and we've got Giovanni Quenda coming in. So there's four players that are definitely coming, and there could be a 5th as we look to revamp this attack. Bro, George is done anyway. George is done for me. He'll go on loan this season probably, or he'll be sold. Well, because one, Jackson has got no intentions of leaving, and secondly, Chelsea aren't actively looking to sell Jackson. They're not actively looking to sell him. Not actively looking to sell. If a big offer came in, if a suitable offer came in that met the asking price and met the demands, then fine. They would probably accept. But again, accepting an offer or agreeing a fee means fuck all if the player doesn't want to leave. Where does Kendry Paez fit in? Well, he'll be going on loan to Strasbourg next season, and then And then we have to go. Then we have to see. We have to see from there. Then we have to see from there. Because I'll be honest, I agree that to a certain extent there is a lot of hoarding of talent. A lot of hoarding of talent, and we know that not all of that talent is going to make it. Not all of that talent's going to make it. Like that's just the reality. That's just the way it is. It's a numbers game. So the best ones will make it, and the rest will be hopefully sold for a profit. And that's basically, in a nutshell, chat, what the model is. That's in a nutshell what the model is. So yeah, there isn't going to be space for all these guys. Well, look, they'd be open to selling Madueke, I think, and maybe Nicholas Jackson. But if anyone's going to be sold in attack, the most likely candidate is going to be Madueke, chap. The most likely candidate is going to be Madueke. Chris, I'm with you. I don't hate him at all. I actually quite like him. I'm fully aware that if we're going to be serious and move forward, then he's not someone who starts every single week. I'm fully aware that he shouldn't be starting every week for a club like Chelsea, but it can be a good rotation option in the squad. However, if there's an opportunity to get Mohammed Kudus and he has to leave, then obviously I would happily see Madueke go and Mohammed Kudus come in. No, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with that at all. Chat, with 350 in the building, what I do have an issue with is we're only on 120 likes. This should be up to 200 likes, and we're 13 subscribers away, 12 subscribers away even, from 17.1. Let's get these final 12 subscribers done, chat. Please smash the subscribe button if you're new around here and get involved in the chat. Introduce yourself if you're a new subscriber. Let's get the final 12 boxed off and keep smashing those likes. We should be on 200 likes. Mods, let me know when we've hit 200 likes. We're on 120 at the moment. Might see new... Yep, there's been historical interest from Newcastle in Madueke. Wouldn't be a terrible place for him to go. Wouldn't be a terrible place for him to go at all. And that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's survival of the fittest. You'll get opportunities, you perform, and you'll stay. A lot of Ghanaians saying Kudus is a lifelong Chelsea fan. Do I think, if you're referring to Emi Martinez, then no, because Emi Martinez is not someone Chelsea are looking for. Is not someone Chelsea are looking at. I don't think Noni wants out. You know, there are minutes available. There are minutes available. Let's not pretend there aren't minutes available, because I think if you look at it next season, I mean, I don't like Madueke just because he's so... Bro, I actually think his defensive work rate has improved. Bro, if we keep packing attackers, then fair enough. Let's pack those attackers. Any news on Trev leaving? No, I don't think there is. Yes, big up, Chris. Yeah, guys, come on, like and subscribe. It's free and it takes seconds. You don't know what to do. Ah, here he is. Here he is. Sav, I hope you're doing well, bro. Yeah, unfortunately, mate, you know how the food chain works in London. If we come to the table for Mo Kudus, I'm sorry, you'll have to politely step aside, and there's only one place he's coming, and that's to the Pride of London. I don't think, unfortunately, the Europa League trophy in the cabinet is going to quite sway him. But look, it's nice that you're trying. It's nice that you're trying. You know, you've got to love a tryer. But yeah, hope you're well, mate. And if you do get him over us in a straight shootout for him, then I'll have to go into hiding for a while. I can't lie. The idea of Chelsea losing out on a player to Spurs in a straight fight, yeah, it's not worth thinking about. But I hope you're good, bro. Yes, big up, big up. Do I think we will? We can. Do I think we will I'm not sure, but I think we can. I think we can, but I don't think. I'm still unsure if we will. He made over 40. He made 40. He made over 40 appearances last season, chat. He made over 40 appearances. So I don't see really how. Okay, you say he won't play that many. I still think if you're looking at a 38-game season, right? I still think that Noni plays 20. If he stays, Noni still plays 20 games next season in the league, in my opinion. Noni still plays 20 games in the league, in my opinion, next season if he stays. I really do believe that, chap. I really do believe that. But in terms, look, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Kudus. You know, it's going to be a fascinating one to watch. It really is, and it's something that I think is going to heat up over the next couple of weeks. As soon as you see July 10th and that release clause disappear, then that's when business is going to start getting serious. However, obviously there'll be conversations taking place before. I think Mohammed Kudus has clearly changed agents to get himself a move. And that's why he switched agents, because he wants them to find them a move. That's what we're looking for. I mean, bro, we've got to be careful comfortably. You'd like to think, right, if we did sign Kudus as well, then let's put it this way. If we add Kudus to the squad, I'd like to think that it won't be coming down to the last day for Champions League football. That's what I'd like to think, chat. It won't be coming down to the last day for Champions League football if we get Kudus. But I'd say more important than Kudus right now, get me a fucking goalkeeper. Please, please, please get me a goalkeeper. You know, you see the attack being revamped, and then you look at the goalkeeping situation, and it's just so peak. We can't have another fucking season of bullshit of Robert Sanchez. We can't. We can't, chat. We absolutely cannot do that. There's no chance. Absolutely no chance. Yeah, it would be very, very good. It would be very, very good. I mean, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, we should. That shouldn't even be a question. That shouldn't even be up for debate. We should absolutely be going back in for Big Mike. We should absolutely be going back in for Big Mike. And do I think we will? I don't know. Unless the price drops, we won't. Unless the price drops, we won't, chat. But we have to. So we are looking at it. And look, there's a bit more from Ben Jacobs as well, chat, on this situation in attack. Let me just bring this up on screen now. Chelsea are still discussing whether they need another forward on top of Pedro and Gittins, with Ekitike a potential target. Whether they move on another forward may depend on if Nicholas Jackson departs or not. So I think, does he mean forward as in like Kudus, or does he mean like forward as in like a striker? Because I get the feeling that chat, in an ideal world, Chelsea want Ekitike as the striker. That's my feeling. In an ideal world, I think Chelsea, if they could, they'd have a situation where they would replace Jackson with Ekitike. That's what my feeling is. That's what my feeling is. In an ideal world, I think that's what Chelsea would want. Personally, that's what I think, because you look at it and signing another forward with Jackson still here doesn't really make very much sense. It doesn't make much sense, does it? You know, and I don't. When we were getting briefings, chat, about Ekitike being like one of the versatile forward options, I don't think Ekitike was ever actually viewed. Now, bro, Duran is done. He's going to Fenerbahce for on loan for the season. Al Nassr and Fenerbahce have reached a complete agreement over it. Al Nassr given the green light, and then the Fenerbahce sporting director is in Colombia with Duran and his agent now. They're just getting the final details sorted, but John Duran will be going from Al Nassr to Fenerbahce on a season-long loan. But he's not, though, because Pedro's not been signed as a striker. That's the thing. Pedro's not been signed as a striker. We wanted to sign Kudus from Ajax. Yeah, we did. I think we even reached an agreement with Kudus, but then I think we then put in some really disrespectful dog shit bid to Ajax. Totally unlike us to do that. Totally unlike us to really out of character for us to put in a disrespectful offer. Totally unlike us. Totally unlike us to put in a disrespectful offer. Yeah, and this is the thing. This is what I'm saying, chat, is that my theory is that Ekitike was never the versatile forward option that it was being briefed out to be. I honestly think that Chelsea want Ekitike in and Jackson out, and they want Ekitike to be the guy. You know, they want Ekitike as striker, but obviously we got to sell Nicholas Jackson, and that's much easier said than done. Of course, we're not going to publicly state that Jackson is up for sale. And we've obviously not heard that directly, but I get the feeling that Ekitike is the guy they want as the striker. And so if Noni goes out, Kudus could be the replacement, but then it will then be Ekitike for Jackson. That's what I think they're looking at, chat. That is absolutely what I think they're looking at. Well, bro, if Jackson goes, it will be Ekitike. So, chat, I've got answer me this question, chat. Do you think Jackson out and Ekitike in? Is that a significant upgrade? Is that a significant upgrade? Please let me know if it is a significant upgrade. I'd be very interested in hearing people's thoughts on that. Is Ekitike better than Jackson? Sure, if look, but Chelsea's asking price for Jackson is high, by the way, chat. Chelsea's asking price for Jackson is high. We're looking at over 50 million. I don't see anyone paying that. I don't see anyone paying 50 million for Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, and I think we will struggle. I think we'll struggle to move him on. I think we'll struggle to move him on I really do, chat. I think that's going to be a real possibility. So I think, yeah, I think we're going to see difficulties in moving him on. Yes, if Madueke leaves. If he doesn't leave, I don't see someone. I don't see us buying another winger. If he doesn't leave, I don't see us buying another winger because there's not going to be the space in the squad. So, in my opinion, if there's the chance to get Kudus, then sacrificing Madueke in order to bring Kudus in, that's something that I would be prepared to do. And again, John, we've already established that Chelsea are not prepared to pay £85 million for Ekitike. Simply not prepared to pay that money at all. Really not prepared to pay it. And so the only way that Ekitike happens is if we is if the price significantly drops. If Liverpool sell Darwin Núñez, then I think they could. I think they would be serious contenders for Ekitike as well. But if I'm being brutally honest, chat, I would much rather. I would much rather keep Nicholas Jackson than sell him and sign Ekitike. I've got to be real. You'd never, bro. If it meant getting Kudus in, I would make that sacrifice. If it meant getting in Kudus, he's not playing for the 21s because he's at the Club World Cup. That's why. He's at the Club World Cup. That's why he wasn't at the 20. That's why he's not with the 21s. The same reason Delap's not with the 21s, wasn't with the 21s, is because he was at the Club World Cup. Yeah, and this is what I've said previously when the Ekitike links were pretty strong right at the beginning of this month, is that Ekitike is basically the same profile as Jackson, but he's better at certain things. Like, Ekitike is basically a Jackson 2.0 who's better, at certain aspects of the game than Jackson. That's the reality here, chat. That's the reality here. Nah, bro, Napoli will buy Núñez anyway. Osimhen's gone. Osimhen is gone. We know Osimhen's done, finished at Napoli. Napoli won't have a problem selling Osimhen. And look, Jackson is a rotation / backup striker. So he was never signed to be first choice, not straight away anyway. So 34 GA across 2 seasons for someone who's supposed to be a rotational option at striker, that isn't bad at all. I'm sorry, chat, but that really isn't bad. I don't understand why people, have a go at Jackson, because the reality is, chat, yes, his finishing has got massive room for improvement, but for a backup striker, chat, like 24 GA across 2 seasons. Are we losing our heads here? Are we losing our heads here, chat? Is that not decent? Is that not decent? Somebody please tell me. Is that not decent? Because I think that's pretty good. I think that's good. I think that's pretty good. So, yeah. I don't even think it needs to be a smaller club necessarily. I just think when the pressure's off him to be like the main man and we're kind of relying on him for the goals, I actually think if he stays, he'll have a good season next season because the workload and the pressure will be shared with the lap. So I actually think for those reasons, I think he'd have a good season. I think he'd have a decent season in my opinion. Now, of course, I could be wrong on that. But I think for me, chat, there's 100% a 15, 20 goals a season in the league striker in Nicholas Jackson. I do believe that with Delap and with Jackson, we've got two strikers capable, providing they stay fit and we continue to create the same or more chances as we did last season. We've got two strikers there who are capable of getting 20 goals, 15 to 20 goals in the league each. We've got those capabilities. It's just obviously whether they stay fit, whether they take their chances and whatnot. But if Delap stays fit for a whole season and plays a decent chunk of games, I honestly think that Jackson and Delap are both capable of scoring 20 Premier League goals. They are. They are. Is it going to happen? I've got no idea. We'll find out. But is it a possibility? And are they capable? 100%. 100%. No, there's no doubt about it. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Oh, fair enough. Look, I think the way that we've got to look at this, right? The way that this has got to be looked at, chat, is not backup. It's not like Delap or Jackson. It's both. You know, Delap's not going to start every single game. Jackson's not going to start every single game. But they are both going to get a very decent chunk of minutes. A very decent chunk of minutes next season. They will both get that, chat. There's absolutely no denying it. They will both get that. Of course they will. Sure, but again, someone better has to come in. And that's the big thing. Is someone better going to come in? You know? And that for me is the big question. Is someone better going to come in? Yeah, look, I think, I personally feel that's kind of exactly what it would be. That's what I think it would be. Chat, let's get this to 200 likes. We need 13 more likes. Run it up, run it up. Keep smashing the like button. It's free and it takes seconds to do. So let's get those likes up. Get those likes up to 200, chat. And we're 3 subscribers away now. 3 subscribers away from 17.1. Let's get to the 17.1, chat. Smash the subscribe button. There's definitely 3 of you in here that haven't subscribed. So smash the subscribe button. Get this up to 200 likes, guys. Let's keep it stepping. Marmouche would have scored more goals if he did not leave Frankfurt compared to Ekitike. I mean, look, Marmouche is better than Ekitike. Of course he is. Let's make no mistake about it. Marmoush is better than Ekitike. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I do tend to agree with that, brother. You know, unless you're doing a serious upgrade, I don't think there's much point in selling Jackson to potentially get Ekitike in. I just don't see the point. I personally don't see it. But if it could happen, and if it does happen, and we do really, and it works out for the best, then fair play. Fair play. Fair play. You know, bro, look, I get it. People are concerned about the outgoings. I hear it. But I don't think there's going to be a... I don't think that's something that we should be really concerned about right now. Chelsea always sell players well. Chelsea always sell players well. So, yeah, I'm not overly concerned about that. If we get to the middle of next month and there's been next to no movement on outgoings, then I think legitimately we can start to maybe get a little bit concerned about it. But until that point, chat, I wouldn't be too worried about it. If our attack becomes Joao Pedro, Neto, Gittins, Esteval, Kudus, Ekitike, Palmer, Delap, how would you rate that attack rebuild out of 10? I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think you'd have to give it probably, you know, I'd be looking at that maybe a 7.5. I'll probably give it a 7.5, chap. Yeah, a 7.5 out of 10. I think is fair. And this is it, Edward, as well. Like, this is the first time that Jackson in his Chelsea career has had genuine competition for his place. Mate, Arsenal have had contact with Eze's camp over the weekend. I mean, Eze would be a great signing. Eze really would be a great signing, chap. There's no denying that. Absolutely no denying it. But he probably ends up going to Arsenal. I'm worrying about players like Sterling and Chilwell. No, bro, they'll be gone. They'll be gone. And those wages will be off the books. They will be off the books easy. Yeah, but bro, clubs never sign in priority of what's needed. They just get the deals done that are the easiest ones to get done first. Yeah, probably. But Arsenal aren't the only team that would be interested in Madueke. They're not the only team. They aren't the only team at all. Chat, final 4 likes to 200. Run it up, run it up, run it up. Final 4 likes to 200. Let's get there, people. I mean, yeah, I don't think so. I personally don't think so. But again, there's a long way to go still. There's still a long way to go. So that can't be entirely ruled out. That cannot be entirely ruled out, chap. That is very much a possibility. He's not shit. He absolutely isn't shit. Competition. Competition is absolutely, because it keeps you sharp. It keeps you like, if you don't play well, you're going to be replaced. Whereas Jackson so far has known that if he doesn't play that well, if he has a bad game, he's going to play. He simply won't play. So that's why competition is important, because it makes you keep that level. It makes you keep that level, because if you don't keep that level, you're on the bench, and no one wants to be on the bench. Nobody wants to hold bench. Chelsea want Kudus. Yeah, look, Kudus is going to be expensive, chat. You either pay up, or that's it. He's not coming. Bro, that is the question that I would love to know the answer to. I would love to know the answer to that question. But I don't have it. I do not have it. I don't have it, chap. Every time I hear it, it just baffles me. It absolutely baffles me, chap. I mean, DiMarzio, I mean, again, not the most reliable source. DiMarzio is saying that Isak has told Newcastle he wants to leave, but Newcastle don't want to let him go. Interesting. If there was a genuine opportunity to sign Isak, we'd have to throw the bag. You'd have to throw the bag. Bro, unfortunately, I don't think the funds are that readily available. I don't think the funds are that readily available that we can just chuck the bag at Kudus. I don't think we can chuck the bag. Yeah, bro, the game's the game. The game is the game. That's in the rules. You're allowed to do that. So fair. No issues on that one for me. No issues on that one for me whatsoever. Hmm. Hey, Up to you, bro. I like it. I think it's great, but it's up to you. You know, I can't decide for you, but it's a good shirt. It is a good shirt. Bro, the Rodgers stuff was always going to be a major stab in the dark. A major stab in the dark, the Rodgers stuff. That was always going to be the case. Always going to be the case for the Rodgers thing. Always, always, always. You know, I don't know why people were getting so carried away on the Rodgers stuff. They were always going to. That was always going to happen, chat. Particularly when the loopholes didn't get closed. So there we are. Yeah, the third shirt is going to be, the third shirt's going to be a banger. I can't lie. The third shirt is going to be outrageous. If it's what all of the things are saying. Yeah, look, we know we need a keeper, chat. We know that a keeper's needed. The Ekitike deal is over with the signing up. No, it's not. Ekitike deal's not over because if Chelsea sell Jackson, they will move to him. They will move to him. Yeah, it's going to be sensational. Yeah, the home and the away shirts are both great. Bro, we're going to get rid of players. We're going to get rid of players. Players are going to be sold. Players are going to leave the football club. You know, let's not get too concerned about that. And also, chat, you know, this is it here as well. This from Romano on his Instagram. Look at the last line here. Chelsea are not messing around. 4 additions to the attacking department are set to be added for the upcoming season. All deals sealed. Gittins from Dortmund, Willian Esteval, from Palmeiras, Joao Pedro from Brighton, Liam Delat from Ipswich, Giovanni Quenda in 2026. And yes, they're not done yet in the market. We're not done. If you think we're done, we are not done. And so I think one more attacker will arrive. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to depend on people leaving. But an attacker, chat, is going to arrive. Someone's going to arrive in attack. I don't know who it's going to be. But we will be there. We will be there to find out. We will be there to find out. We will be there. We will be there, chat. No, I don't think so. I think they're both very, very good. Ornstein will just report stuff when it's done, and Fabrizio obviously gives you updates all throughout the process. Ultimately, you know, I don't think one's necessarily better than the other, but Ornstein kind of deals in absolute definites, whereas obviously Fabrizio will, you know, give you every little update along the way that he gets. And it's just different. It's just different ways of reporting. But yeah, they are both the top dogs. But there are some very, very good other journalists as well. Signing Kudus will make this window a whole lot sweeter. Yeah, bro, it would. It absolutely would. It absolutely would. Yes, big up, big up. We've reached the milestone. Guys, we're climbing towards that 20K. We are climbing towards that 20K. We're getting there. We're getting there. You know, every little milestone is a step in the right direction to that 20K. I mean, I'm hoping to hit it for the start of the season. It's a big ask that. We've got 10 weeks to do it, actually, chat. We've got 10 weeks to do it. That's definitely possible. That's definitely possible. 10 weeks to do it. We're going to get there, chat. We're going to get there. Yeah, no, we're good. But yeah, chat, keep running the likes up. We're on 214. Let's get it to 250 on the likes front. Let's get it to 250. So we're not done yet. Make of that what you will. But we are not done yet. And do you know what's great as well? Is that if we beat Palmeiras, the money that we would have earned, so we've earned about 40 million so far from the Club World Cup. It's another 15 million if we qualify for the semi-finals, right? So if we beat Palmeiras, it's another 15 million. So we've got 40 million in the bag so far. If we beat Palmeiras, 15 million. So if we get to the semi-finals, chat, that's basically that Club World Cup prize money has paid for Gittins or Pedro. 55 M's in the bag if we get to the semis. And that literally buys Pedro or Gittins. And do you know what the best thing is as well? It's been, most of that prize money has been provided by the Public Investment Fund, who own Newcastle. So Newcastle's owners are putting money into Chelsea, this Club World Cup prize money, and are buying players for us. But literally, if we beat Palmeiras, then one of Pedro and Gittins is paid for. So no, bro, it's the same as the Conference League. You can just add more players. You don't have to take someone out. It's the same as the Conference League situation. You don't take someone else out. You can add 3 more players, I think, is the rules. Let's see. But we aren't done. We aren't done, and the Club World Cup money is paying for Gittins or Kudus, sorry, for Gittins or Pedro if we beat Palmeiras. So there we go. It's excellent news, chat. It's excellent news. It really is. This is very good, chat. Bro, Chelsea are interested in Kudus. That's absolutely true. But again, you know, we got to be a little bit patient. We got to take our time with it, and we move from there, chat. We move from there. But I think it's definitely going to be one of the more interesting sagas of the transfer window to look at. It's definitely going to be one of the more interesting ones to look at. I think we've got a great opportunity, chat. There's a great opportunity to go and sign someone. A great opportunity. But yeah, Pedro can absolutely play in the Club World Cup, but Gittins can't because he's already played for Dortmund in the competition, so he's cup tied like normal. Bro, Paez is going to Strasbourg next season. Well, we've got 3 big signings in by the end of June, which is great, which is good. You know, there's no denying that's really good that we've got 3 signings in by the end of June. I'm very pleased with that. But there's always room for more. You're always hungry for more. you feasted well, but you could fit a little dessert in, couldn't you, chap? I think there's space for a little dessert. Maybe Mohammed Kudus is that dessert, or a centre back, or both, or a goalkeeper. I still think we make 3 more signings, by the way. But I think there'll be 3 more. We will get a left side defender. I think we'll get 1 more attacker and goalkeeper. Those are the 3 more that I'm hoping for. Yeah, bro, the prize money from this Club World Cup is absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. It's paying for a lot of shit, chat. It's paying for a lot of shit. And it's wonderful news. Absolutely wonderful news. It is paying for a fuckload of our stuff. I mean, I don't mind what's next. I think a centre back, a centre back, like a left back, really. Maybe a left back who can play centre back, and then a goalkeeper. Those for me are the next areas we need to be checking out, chat. Yeah, I don't think Arsenal will sign Hater. I think they're signing that Christian Mosquera from Valencia. And what I think this does do as well, chat, I think that obviously the signing of Pedro and Gittins, I think that puts the Garnacho stuff in the bin for now. The Garnacho stuff has been smashed top bins for now. But obviously we can never say never until the end of the window. But yeah. So let's see. Let's see. But yeah, 3 more signings. Now we could register Manyan if we signed him. We could. We could sign him. We could absolutely register him. Let's see what else is going on, chat. Let's see what else is going on. Part of it feels it's a little bit of a mad one. Part of me feels that there's a tiny little bit of me that thinks, are we going to try and hijack Newcastle's move for James Trafford? Is that something that we do? Is that something that we do? I don't know. Is that... But yeah, we got loads. We got some good depth now. And as I was saying before, chat, the squad depth is absolutely never been more important this season. Never been more important. Yeah, Kudus is not going to be playing in goal, bro. But to be fair, I'd probably rather have Kudus in goal. I think I'd rather have Kudus in goal. Yeah, Kudus in goal over Sanchez. Who says no, chat? Who says no to that? Who says no to that? Big up to Joe for the super sticker, £5. Greatly appreciate a donation, bro. It's very kind of you. No message typed in, but yeah, £5 super sticker. Greatly appreciated, brother. Thank you very much. Yeah, bro, I wouldn't be. We were linked with Trubin 2 or 3 years ago. Again, I wouldn't be against that. Who do we think will be the next signing? I think it needs to be a left back. It needs to be a left back for me, or it needs to be a left back. I don't think Trafford would kill Penders or Jorgen. Look, by the way, it was just a small hunch. More just a bit of a banter thing, really, given the fact that he plays for that he was part of the Man City academy. So yeah, but yeah, I don't think that will happen. I don't think that will happen. Yeah, run them up, chat. Run them up. What are we on? 230. Chat, 20 more likes. Let's get this to 250 likes. Run it up, run it up. Keep smashing the likes and keep subscribing if you're new. True. Yeah, I think that will get done. I like Antonio Silva. It's someone that Chelsea have had historical interest in. But again, is what we need another 21-year-old centre-back? Is that what we need? I don't know. Is that what we're missing? Do you look at the back line at Chelsea and think, yeah, what's missing is we need another one of those 21-year-old centre-backs? Because if Antonio Silva signs, right, who's he starting ahead of? Because if the first choice partnership, everyone's fit, is it Colwell and Fofana, or is it Silva and Fofana? Because let's be real, when everyone's fit and playing at their best, Fofana is our best defender, so he starts. So is it Fofana and Colwell, or would it be Fofana and Silva? You know, this is what we need to look at, chat. This is what we need to look at. At least once a game, bro. Way more times than once a game. That is a regular occurrence for Big Bob. Regular occurrence for Bob. He's not part of the squad for the Club World Cup because Chelsea want him to, you know, really recover properly. That's why. The same reason that Lavia wasn't added to the Conference League squad in January. Same reasons. I would agree on that. I would agree on that. I think that's what Maresca wants it to be, which is why I think we'll end up going for Jarell Hato. Because I actually think, strangely enough, that strangely enough, you know, Sarr is probably going to be that centre-back guy. That's what I think. I'm not sure we get a centre-back now. I think we're going to be more looking at the left side of the defence, chat. Because we desperately need a left side defender as backup for Cucurella. Imagine if Jackson gets sold, how about Moise Ken? No, absolutely not. Yeah, bro. I don't want to think about that. You know, I think a Club World Cup semi-final is looking quite likely. So we'll see. Bro, DeMarco's not coming. And DeMarco would want to be a first choice. And that's not going to happen at Chelsea. Because DeMarco, we don't really play wing backs. We have got 3 right backs. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Josh went on loan. I really wouldn't, because he's not going to get the minutes that he needs to develop or the minutes that he wants. He's not going to get those. He isn't going to get those. So, yeah, we're in an interesting situation with that one. We are in an interesting situation with that one, chat. A very interesting situation. But anyway, let's move away from that because there's a bit of news that's come through just now, chat. Because sources say Chelsea will now slow their activity on incomings and focus on a difficult task of player sales. Noni Madueke could be moved on. So yeah, there is going to be a difficult task of player sales now in Nkunku, Felix, maybe Madueke. Then you've got Chilwell, Sterling, Brogue's still a Chelsea player. Disasi needs to be moved on. Renato Vega, that's just 8 straight off the bat there. You know, there are there's probably about 10 players, chat, that we need to move on. 10 players. And that's no easy task. That is no easy task. No easy tasks at all. And that's why, before I think we see any movement on Kudus, there's going to be a big shift on to outgoings. So yeah, you know, that's the big one for me. And there will be interest in these players, by the way. There will be interest. There will be interest, but it's not easy. It's not easy. It really isn't easy. The big ones are Sterling and Chilwell. That we just need to get those wages off our books. The big ones, Sterling and Chilwell. If we can get Sterling and Chilwell, because that's over $500,000 a week in wages freed up. Bro, Vega wants to play centre-back, and he's not going to play centre-back for us. Vega don't want to play left-back. That's why. There's nothing wrong with Vega, and I would have been happy to keep him, but he wants to play centre-back. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They must have some sort of plan. They must have some sort of plan, because I don't see a situation where Chelsea are going to subsidise a large part of Sterling's wages again. I can't see it, chat. I can't see it. Bro, I don't even think Saudi are going to save us for Sterling. So Sterling and Chile are going to be the difficult ones. I think Broja is going to be hard to get rid of as well. He didn't even score a goal for Everton, a very difficult loan spell there. I think Sterling, Broja, and Chile are going to be really tough to get rid of. Then what sort of price are... What sort of price are we going to be looking for certain players? You know, what sort of price? What's the asking price for Nkunku going to be? What's the asking price for Felix going to be? You know, how much interest is there actually going to be in these guys? There'll be some, but we're not going to get the 60 million quid for Nkunku that we wanted in January. Let's be real, chat. If we got offered 40 million for Nkunku, I'd snap your hand off for it now. Chat, we're 10 likes away from 250. Smash the like button and keep subscribing. Let's get to 250 likes. Dachi Fofana is still at the club. Yes, he'll be another one sold. Sterling, Chilwell, Felix, Jackson, Noni, Dewsbury Hall, Vega, all of them are gone. I don't know if Dewsbury Hall will go. I think Chelsea will be happy to keep Dewsbury Hall if he wants to stay. I don't get the feeling that Chelsea are actively looking to sell him. I really don't. Yeah, Football VAR, I think there will be some loans. There absolutely will be some loans. But again, if you can get like 4, 5, 6 million pound loan fees and some of the wages off the books, then yeah, then you take it. You absolutely take it. If you can do that. You 100% take it, chat. 100%. That's exactly what you do. It's exactly what happens. I mean, I don't think Madueke's done that bad, to be honest. No, I think he's got 2 years left, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, up the trails. Will Santos be sold or on loan? Bro, Santos is not a winger. Oh, Enzo, sorry. No, look, Santos, I think, will stay. But again, there's a small part of me that thinks, maybe they could look to sell him. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't think they will sell Chalobah. You know, they're not actively looking to sell him, and I think the feeling around Chalobah is very different this time. So no, I don't think they will. I don't think they will sell Chalobah. Yeah, bro, I agree. Noni's nowhere near as bad as what a lot of people seem to be making out. Nowhere near as bad as what a lot of people are making out. So yeah, no issue for me on that one. Bro, Joao Pedro is not going to cause problems for Andre Santos. I totally disagree. I totally disagree. Yeah, I think Chalobah stays as well. I think Chalobah will stay. Maybe next month. Maybe next month. But again, Kudus coming, I think, is going to be dependent on Madueke leaving. It's going to be dependent on Madueke leaving. That's the only way I see it happening. Disasi costs 38.8 million. So yeah, just under 40 million we paid for Disasi. Yeah, which is, yeah, we know it's too much. It's too much. Noni might go. Noni might go. But again, it's going to be down to, does he want to go? Does he want to go? That's the thing. That's it, chat. Yeah. Yes, big up to the chat. Yeah, I would as well. I would as well. Yeah, I wouldn't be against that at all. Yeah, and I'm exactly the same. Yes, big up to all the Chelsea fans out in Kenya. Big yourselves up. Please get rid of Madueke. He's selfish and bad finishing. Okay, fair enough. I just want to see. Yeah, bro, all in good time. All in good time. All in good time. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. That'll be there. See, I think he does work hard enough. I think he does. Bro, in theory, sounds great. Reality, none of that's going to happen for those fees. You know, none of that's going to happen for those fees, I don't think. There will be loans. We will use up all our international loans easily. Easily, chat. We're going to use up all those loans. Easy. From Tanzania, we got some Africa. We got the African community in the building. Big up to all the Chelsea fans in Africa, Tanzania, Kenya. We got anyone else from Africa? We got anyone else? Let me know in the chat if you're tuning in from Africa as well. We got Kenya and Tanzania in the building. Have we got South Africa? Have we got what else? There's loads of other countries. Got any Ivory Coast? Any Ghana? Let me know in the chat if you're watching from Africa. I think Gittins will get 19 and Pedro gets 18. Let's wait and see. What's the word on Sterling? Nothing right now. Chelsea from Ghana. Yes, big up from Ghana. Yes, what's that? Kenya. Is that Kenya? That's not Kenya, is it? What one's that? Oh, Namibia. Is that Namibia? Fair. I'm from the Sentinel Island. What's that? Where is that? But big up. There we got Zambia, Ethiopia. First, we got a big African community on the channel. Wonderful to hear. Absolutely wonderful to hear. Yeah, bro, I'd love that as well. Chelsea have got a great history of African ballers. A great history of African ballers. We got Nigeria in the building. Yes, big up to the Nigerians. Bro, hopefully Tosin should be making a decision soon on whether he wants to represent England or Nigeria. So Tosin could be playing for Nigeria at the World Cup next year. Nigeria are going to the World Cup next year, aren't they? They did qualify. Yes, big up to Sierra Leone, Kenya. We're massive fans of the channel. Respect. Yeah, big love. It's mad, isn't it, really? It's mad how you build a community from all over the world. It is mental, that chat. It is mental. Absolutely mental. Kennington. Have I been to Kennington? Kennington. Where's that near? Is that near Brixton, Kennington? Is it near Brixton? Stockwell? Is it that area? Or have I just completely made that up? It is near there, isn't it? It's absolutely near there. Yes, all good, bro. All good. Yes, Nigeria, South Africa. Where? Yeah, bro, I hear you. I hear you. I want that backup left back as well, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, nice. Good to hear. Chelsea's big in Africa. We are massive in Africa, chat. Yeah, bro, I know. Yep, Stockwell, Pimlico. You know, that sort of area. Brixton. Yeah, I know the one. Bro, the wages are like over 300 grand a week. Over 300 grand a week. Bro, shirt's great. The guys at Jersey's FC Soccer Shop sent it to me. But yeah, you already know. Link in the description. You get 20% off using code Blue Brother. So go and check it out, bro. Yeah, Hato. Do you know what? I've never been to Scotland, you know. Never been to Scotland. But I've met people at games. A lot of people, I don't know why this is, but a lot of people support Rangers and Chelsea. How has that become a thing? When did that become a thing? Has it always been a thing? Because I've seen it quite a few times now, Lee. There's a lot of people that support Rangers and Chelsea. You know, I've seen quite a few Scottish people at games who support Rangers and Chelsea. Why is that a thing, bro? Yeah, that's never happening. Bro, I hope so. I hope so. Again, Sierra Leone in the building. Yes, big up, big up. I'll see if Lee responds on the Rangers and Chelsea thing before I round this one out. I'll give him a chance to respond if he's still here. Bro, is Kudus joining Chelsea? I hope so. I hope so. Linfield are in there as well. Linfield is an Irish team, aren't they? Ah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, no, I always wondered what the reasoning was behind it. I always wondered, chat. But yeah, let's have one final look if there is any further information coming through, chat, on anything, and then we'll round this one out here. Let's have a quick look. Anything coming in? Doesn't look like it. No, I don't think there is. Right, chat, we're going to round this one out here. Big up to every single one of you who has locked in. Appreciate all of you. Yeah, the shows can't be done without you guys. So yeah, big love to everyone in the chat. Make sure you smash the likes, subscribe if you're new around here, run the likes up on the way out, smash the subscribe button as well if you haven't done so already. Let's see what the next 24 hours has got in store. I'll be back tomorrow with more news covering all the latest stuff in the world of Chelsea. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that. Enjoy the rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, big love for all of the support. Up the Chelsea, and I'm out. Peace.